You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Ever have that one movie everyone assumes you've seen, but you haven't? You know the one, the classic, the cult favorite, the how have you not seen that movie? Welcome to the Shameless Picture Show. Twice a month, I sit down with a guest who finally cross one of those films off our shame lists. Sometimes it's their first watch, and sometimes it's mine. But sometimes it's new for both of us. Then we dive in, the characters, the craft, the cultural impact, and whether it actually lives up to the hype. From legendary classics to cult oddities to the films we somehow missed along the way, join us as we turn movie shame into movie discussion. This is the Shameless Picture Show.
Hello there, and welcome back to Wildside, the official Mondo Macabro podcast. Here with me, as sometimes, that was a weird way to introduce that, but as sometimes, Mr. Jared Honor. Jared, welcome.
Hello, I'm glad to be here as ever.
Chris is normally with us, but this time we brought in Chris's dear friend, the wizard, the piss wizard, Mr. Bill Campbell. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how you doing, Ryan? Good to be here.
Doing well. Glad to talk to you officially for the first time. This is incredible. This is a fun new trio, but we've got a fun new group of films to talk about, new announcements coming, and more to discuss as far as the rest of the year. Jared, how is it that it's the end of April and we just got through Halloween? How's that feeling?
It feels good to have gotten through it. It feels terrible that it's already almost May, and we still have not yet put up our first batch of movies for the year. But that's going to change here soon, which is we'll discuss. But yeah, so a mix of the good and the bad.
Yeah. Any responses to this last rollout that you've seen so far?
I'm pretty happy with the response that we've gotten. We'll go through sort of the titles one by one, but one in particular has gotten a bigger buzz than I sort of anticipated it, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, one above all, and I'm maybe a little worried we didn't make enough copies for it. But I've thought that before, and then it doesn't sell out for like 2 years. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I assume that we're probably going to have to talk about a little party hat use.
Yes, we will have to talk about a talking penis. Yes.
Bill, you came on an episode with Chris earlier. You've talked a little bit about your Mondo Macabro history, but how'd you feel about these last Halloween titles that just came out from Mondo Macabro?
I mean, amazing lineup of movies. A lot of familiar movies, which I think was really cool, especially when you compare that to what's coming next, where it's a lot of stuff that I've never seen. So I'm super excited, but yeah, I watched the cleanup of Queen of Black Magic and Mystics and Bali. Absolutely incredible work. Gorgeous. I mean, you think those movies are amazing on DVD, and then you watch them on these cleaned up editions, and it's like, holy crap. So everything from the packaging to the presentation was just phenomenal. And Ass Wang, as everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Very, very excited to have seen that come out on DVD. I mean, on Blu-ray. Not that I would ever get rid of my Mondo DVDs, but I can push it to the back of the shelf now. So that's cool. No, great slate. One of the best I think we had seen in kind of a while. I hate to say that since every slate is amazing from Mondo, but yeah, just fantastic. And everybody I know just went ballistic for those movies. A lot of people seeing them for the first time, which has been really, really cool.
Yeah, imagine people seeing Mystics in Bali for the first time. I'm sure there's quite a few people who've watched that for the first time now, and I imagine that's quite a treat for someone who's never seen that before to finally get that in.
Well, and it's a fun double feature. There's a lot of really great things in that. I mean, that was a hell of a release. That's probably the one that I was most anticipating.
Yeah, I think for everybody, I think that was the one. I think, people have been asking me about Mystics in Bali for years and years and years. And I think we sort of held off hoping maybe that we would like the negative would be okay for it, and it turned out not to be the case. But we survived because the old transfer was good. So.
Maybe now we can all start begging for Alucard on 8K. Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, keep dreaming. Keep dreaming.
Let's not get greedy,
alive.
Ryan. Let's not get greedy.
Understood. Yeah. Sorry about that. So we got a big group of announcements. We've got lots of titles to talk about, lots of different things. First title that I think this is the first one that you've done in 2 different formats for a limited rollout. And maybe the biggest earth-shattering news, not at the same time as ever. Are we all going to survive?
I don't know. Wait, what? I completely spaced off. What did
it's a different time. It's not 9 a.m. Pacific, and so the world might explode.
Right. Yeah. Sorry about that. I just had lunch, so I'm digesting.
I can only imagine the amount of angry emails Jared's going to get when everybody's on at 9 a.m. or whatever time it is trying to buy this and they can't.
Yeah.
So
I'm expecting
the PTSD
at least 2
is going to be triggered.
Yeah. The biggest thing though, and again we'll talk about this, is people who are going to want either the UHD or the Blu-ray, and they're going to accidentally order the Blu-ray or the UHD. I've tried to delineate that very clearly in our messaging on social media, so hopefully that works, but we'll see.
My big question is how many of the diehard Mondo fans who've been here the long, long haul are going to try to get both of them just so they have every single limited edition.
Yes, Bill is raising his hand. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm of 2 minds about that, because I want to make sure that everyone can get what they want. And there's not a lot of the Blu-rays, right. But at the same time, I do want to encourage people to buy as much as they, to spend as much money at the Mondo Macabro Big Cartel web store as they possibly can.
Well, let's just jump into it then, so we don't have to dance around the titles a little bit. That one that is going to be dual format, not dual format, but 2 different releases, one on each format. We've got The Blood Rose. You'll probably recognize that title. It's a 1970 film from France. And so we're going 4K Blu-ray. Let's dive into why on that one instead of the details on the film first. Why are we doing 2 formats?
Well, I can tell you Pete Toombs, head honcho for Mondo Macabro, founder of Mondo Macabro, has always hated the dual format combo pack format. He always has viewed it as giving away one of the discs for free. And you can raise the price, but it's still, you're not, unless you raise the price more than you are comfortable doing, you're still not going to be quite covering the costs. So that was one reason. Another reason is I had heard lots of feedback from people saying, "Oh, well, I just want the UHD," or I just want the Blu-ray." So right. And so of course, now we announced this, and now all I hear is feedback of everyone going, "No, I like having both." When are you guys going to go back to doing the dual format? So we kind of can't win, really.
Yeah. The complaining nature of a lot of certain pockets of this industry is always interesting. And it's hard because obviously many of us that work on these things, you want to see the most amount of people happy. But Bill, I don't know. How do you feel about combo packs?
Yeah, I don't have an opinion either way. I mean, I'm the type of person where if I have the Blu-ray, I'm not watching the DVD. If I have the 4K, I'm not watching the Blu-ray. I know it matters to some people who have in their library, they have the Blu-ray player, and in the billiard room, they have the 4K player. Yeah. But I'm not that bougie. I'm happy with one. It's Mondo though, so obviously I'm going to buy them both because they belong on the shelf. But yeah, no, I kind of agree. You're kind of just giving away a disc for free. Give people the option of which one they want, and I know some people like to future-proof, but how far are we into the life of 4K at this point? If you don't already have it and you haven't made the jump, are you really planning to anytime soon?
Yeah. It's literally been 10 years since the first 4K disc.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You've had time.
Yeah.
So The Blood Rose. Tell us about this film, Jared.
Fun. It's some of the advertising you'd see for back in the day. It called it the first erotic horror film, which is not. is not correct. I mean, you had Awful Dr. Orloff, way before this, and which has a similar plot, but it definitely is sort of an early run in that sort of kicked off around 1970 through about 1975 or so of the sort of European erotic horror stuff. The classic Jess Franco stuff from that period, or Jean Roland, or and lots of other sort of things. And it's very much of a piece. I think with those things, if you like the Jean Roland, if you like the French Jess Franco movies, if you like Girl Slaves of Morgana Le Fay that we've done, I think you'll get something out of this. This one is very pulpy. It's very exaggerated in its like style and the things that happen in it. It's of course filmed very seriously, and everything is taken very seriously, but it's very just in an exaggerated, unbelievable style. It's a film that takes itself seriously, not taking itself seriously, if that makes any sense at all. There's like little people like, as evil henchmen, and Howard Vernon, being a scientist who's going to, do a skin graft. It's a lot of fun, but it also has that sort of dreamy feel to it that a lot of especially the French stuff from that time period seems to have.
Bill, have you seen Blood Rose?
So I have. I have the DVD. I watched it years ago, and I actually, in preparation for this, I rewatched it. Such a great movie. I mean, I agree with Jared. It's very much in the. I took some notes while I was watching, and would make a wonderful double feature with Girl Slaves of Morgana Le Fay. Sexy women in chiffon walking around castles with candelabra. If that's your kink, holy moly, strap in. It is very pulpy. Again, I don't know about the whole first erotic horror movie. The sex in it is probably the most boring aspect. It's just a lot of people rubbing their faces on each other. But everything around that is really crazy and very dreamy again. Yeah, like you don't get that fuzzed out sort of Jess Franco look, but it's beautiful to look at. And I especially love the two little, I don't know, should we call them little people? The two little midget henchmen. What is it? It's Igor and Olaf. And I'll never forget the first time you see them, they're essentially like, they're being introduced as these, my father, or my mother rescued them from the village. They were being abused, and we brought them home. And apparently we just gave them moss-covered bath mats to wear for the rest of their lives. So it's really just very strange. But it is a great movie. And I did one time watch it as a back-to-back with Virgin Among the Living Dead, and that made for a really good double feature.
Nice one. This one is great. This is one of the earlier DVDs, and we've got. Are these all like almost all brand new interviews on here?
I think there is some new stuff. This came out from our good friends Le Chat qui Fume. Mm-hmm. In France, the label in France. And I think they produce some new extras, and I think we are porting over some of those newly translated, because I don't think they had English subtitles. Yeah. So I think that's new to most people. That's going to be new to most people. I can't remember what was on the DVD, to be honest. I haven't looked at it in a long time. But
I think it was just the interview with Didier Philippe Girard that was on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's right. Yeah.
Bill, you watched it more recently. Do you remember if that's all that was on the DVD?
I believe that's all that was on there. It was very bare bones, but that happens. So I'm really excited. I'm mostly excited for all the special features, but I'm sure it looks gorgeous in 4K.
Yeah. And so on this one,
I haven't seen it yet. Sorry, Ryan. I haven't seen it yet, but the word that I have from Pete is that it looks great. And it should look great in 4K or 2K, whatever format you decide.
Right. And speaking of that, 1,200 of the 4K are going to be as part of the limited edition, and then the Blu-ray, that one is going to be a little bit smaller on that one. It's 500, right?
That is 500. So it makes me a little bit nervous, but it's just we're being a bit conservative this year about numbers. So we'll see. I mean, we're thinking that the market for the UHD will be a little bit more robust than for the blue. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. If it sells out in like 15 minutes and I start getting death threats I guess that's just the nature of this beast that we work in. So.
Death threats over blood rose. Got it.
Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope people are sober minded about the blood rose. Yeah.
And
Well, did you get any death threats over Death Squad other than the one I sent you?
I honestly, I mean, I say death threats. I've only ever gotten one death threat, and that was for the Blood Spattered Bride, actually.
Of all movies.
Of all movies. But like, man, people were pissed off about Death Squad. They were so mad. But our hands were tied with that, and then like we just had no idea. Like I had no clue. I thought that would sell out in maybe 2 days, and it sold out in 15 minutes. Yeah. So I don't think the same thing will happen with the Blood Rose, but I guess you never know.
I hope not. Come on, people. At least take a breath first. This next one we talked about last year. We got teased. We got the title and all that, but now we got details on Morbo coming to Blu-ray as part of this next pre-order. This one is from 1972, a Spanish thriller. Dying to see this one. Tell me about Morbo, Jared.
Yeah, really unusual movie. It's a guy who didn't make very many horror movies. He made the film Beatrice, which is on one of Vinegar Syndrome's. Yeah, sorry about that. One of Vinegar Syndrome's box sets of Spanish films.
Yep.
And a pretty unusual film. So the director is not someone he wasn't making Nashi movies and stuff like that. So for Spanish horror, it's sort of an outlier. And it has a different feel. It has this sort of weird, eerie, mysterious feel about it. I think previously on an episode, I likened it to the Australian film Long Weekend. And so it has a sort of similar setup with a couple going out to a very remote location and weird things happen. And it tests their relationship and blah, 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 blah. And it's a very different film than Long Weekend. But again, I think a similar sort of vibe. For me, anyway. I'd be curious to see what other people think and what else they might compare it to. I'm not sure. The director was like someone who did like avant-garde films a lot, and then sort of moved into more commercial stuff when the avant-garde stuff wouldn't pay the bills. I think he became a kind of respectable director in Spain, making much more mainstream movies even than Morbo. So that sort of, vibe that he was going for makes for something very different, for Spanish horror. I really, really like it a lot. I was really excited when Pete signed this one.
Obviously, the art from Justin Coffey is great, like always. But man, I don't know what it is. I adore the original poster on this one. It is so striking.
Yeah, it's very evocative, isn't it? Yeah, it's different. Yeah. That's just from some old poster or something. I'm not sure. Pete is a collector of all that, especially the European stuff. So.
Well, and this is one when this was revealed last year, a lot of people had said like they'd been hoping to see somebody pick this up. So it seems to be one that's got a bit of a reputation. So it's nice to see that it'll finally be accessible. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I think a lot of like fans of Spanish horror. It's something that's been like percolating for years with people who are the hardcore fans and been watching this stuff since the VHS days. And sort of neat that it's we were the ones to finally get it and bring it out, because it's something that's definitely sort of slipped under the radar.
Right, Bill, you got a history with Morbo?
Not at all. I'll be honest, I had heard the name here and there, but I didn't know really anything about it. So once you guys announced it, I dug a little deeper, and all I could really find was that people that I follow on Letterboxd, and you look at the reviews there, it's either 4.5, 5-star reviews that say it's like absolutely incredible, or it's like 1.5 star reviews that are like, this put me to sleep. So usually in those situations, I end up siding with the 4 and 5s. So I'm extremely excited about this one.
Perfect.
It's a movie that if you're not in the right mood for it, that it might just like, it might not engage with you. You kind of have to be vibing with it like right away and be in sort of the straight mindset. I mean, almost any movie is like that, but a movie like this where it's not going to be like a kill a minute sort of thrill ride, It's
Understandable.
But there's a lot of good Mondo Macabro stuff that's like that are just pure vibe movies.
100%.
And for me personally, that's what drew me to you guys to begin with, right? It was like movies that put you in a certain headspace, and if you just let yourself sink into it, you'll have just an amazing time. So I have a feeling this is going to fall in that category.
Yeah, vibes are a big part of what we do. It's a big part of what I like in a movie. Honestly, I can coast on vibes for a whole thing. Like, yeah, it doesn't even, nothing even really needs to happen. If the vibes are right, I'm there. Yeah,
It's a big part of Blood Rose too, actually.
Yeah, the Blood Rose is, I mean, yeah, a lot of that Euro stuff from that era, from the 70s, from the early 70s is very, very based on just the kind of the atmosphere, just sort of the how it feels rather than what's happening,
Right. Makes for a fun movie. So on this one, we've got a brand new 4K restoration from the original negative. You've got the English and Spanish audio on this one. That's interesting. On this one, you got an English dub.
Yeah, I can't. God, I've seen the movie before, but I can't quite remember even what version I've seen.
And then you got a profile of the career of Ana Belen, and then you got an interview with Angel Sala from the Sitges Film Festival. Always super knowledgeable on most of these films, considering they're in Spain, of course.
Yeah.
And then the NashiCast guys on a commentary.
Yeah, who are just wonderful, wonderful guys, and always fun to hear them chat about stuff, and very knowledgeable about. There's some of those guys that have been watching the Spanish horror stuff, since the VHS days. So
right,
great to have them again.
And then another one that is another expert on this in the booklet. You got Ishmael Fernandez to do some new writing on the movie.
Yep, no one knows more about Spanish cinema than Ismael Fernandez. Yeah.
That was a wonderful little trademarkable line you just gave there.
I
know,
the
accent. I love
right?
it.
He should contact me about letting him use that in his future. He's someone who does not care about putting himself like he did. I don't even think he initially wanted to be credited for these. Like he just wanted us to put out the liner notes is just that. Ismael Fernandez is not his name. He's a German guy who lives in Spain.
Of course.
Yeah, right. So yeah. And then he published stuff online for years under another name, another completely different name. Just random, and is very knowledgeable, and not just genre films, but melodramas, comedies, musicals. He's seen it all, literally. So, and again, we'll hopefully people like his stuff because we'll always have him on board for Spanish stuff. But if you really want to know about like a deep dive into the sort of the production and cultural and, personal background history of the films, no one, you'll get nothing better than Ismael's work. So,
well, next one is one that Mondo Macabro is not going to for the first time, but going all the way back to Greece for the 6th volume in the Greek collection. Got a double feature: Lost in the Swamps, Secrets of Sinful Athens. I am so curious to see how this one is going to do with everybody. It's I don't know. I feel like these maybe used to be more popular in the hobby than they seem to be for some people at the moment, but I'm curious about this one, especially double features. You guys always knock those out of the park.
This is probably the one I'm most excited about, to be honest. Just because the movies are fresher to me, especially Lust in the Swamps, which I had not seen until I got a copy of the check disc to look at. And the Greek stuff has never been hugely popular for us. The Greek stuff is a passion project. Pete is hugely into this stuff. He's the one that has initiated us going into it, and is the one that sort of clued me in. I was sort of aware and had seen a few things, but when he started talking about this, is really how I got clued in to those movies. And it's very interesting. These are fun black and white exploitation movies. Like if you sort of like a lot of the Something Weird kind of stuff, sort of black and white roughies. They even released a few Greek movies back in the day. then this will be up your alley. And for as far as like if you've liked our Wild Pussycat release or last year's Sexomania and Lady Desire release, then you'll like this one. I think I prefer this one to maybe even to both of those. I think Lust in the Swamps is really, really great. Lust in the Swamps is very much a sort of rural roughy. It's sort of has almost a Russ Meyer sort of vibe, like a 60s black and white Russ Meyer vibe. But also just a very specifically Greek European vibe. And especially if you liked The Deserter, which is the B side of the Wild Pussycat, and it's not as good as The Fear, but I think you would, if you vibe with The Fear, I think you'll vibe a lot with Lust in the Swamps. It's a much more exploitation-y thing than The Fear, but all those all three of those movies, that I'm talking about, they're all like set in the Greek countryside, and sort of like that tension between someone coming from the outside and like hiding out or or whatever, just kind of this sort of meeting between urban people and rural folk, and the sort of exploitation-y shenanigans that arise. I liked it a lot. I got a lot out of it. I think it's a lot of fun.
Phil, how do you feel about the Greek stuff? Are you into all the stuff Mondo's done from Greece?
Love the Greek stuff. That's actually one of my favorite little sublines that Mondo's done. And what I love about it so much is I've never seen any Greek films other than the ones I've seen through Mondo. So you guys turned me on to that, and I've just followed all along. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be making a fool of myself. Lovers Beyond Time, that was part of the Greek collection?
I believe so.
Yeah. It was sort of, we had briefly like two sort of streams, and Lovers Beyond Time and Medusa, if anyone remembers that one on DVD. It's been out of print for a while, but they were the sort of the more modern Greek stuff that we were doing, and then we were doing the like 60s, 70s exploitation stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, so Lovers Beyond Time was the first Greek film I ever saw, and I absolutely adore it. Anybody listening who hasn't seen that can find it. You'll love it. It's amazing. But then, so it's weird because I started in like more modern Greek movies and then have made my way backward with you guys. So if I see the Greek collection on there, I kind of freaked out right away. So love to see more stuff coming in that line. I hope there's more coming down the pipeline in the future.
There should be. We should be doing an upgrade of Tango of Perversion and The Wife Killer at some point.
Amazing.
Tango of Perversion is one of my personal favorites from the Greek line. I love it. One of the sweatiest movies of all time.
It's another subline for Mondo titles.
I know, right?
The sweaty line.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest. I'm really glad that Pete is championing Greece. There's still like an unending, seemingly, mine of Greek films that have never seen the light of day, especially in like English-friendly releases. That if they're not exploitation, a lot of them probably will never see a release because people are afraid to take the risk to sell them. But God, they've got a lot of stuff that have just never made its way over here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of sort of cool art housey kind of stuff too. We might explore as well. Like we've done The Fear as one. It's more of an art house film than an exploitation film, I guess, if you're trying to pinpoint it, if you're trying to pigeonhole something. But there's a lot of stuff out there. Like the guy who did Singapore Sling. Have you seen that, Bill? Have you seen Singapore Sling? Vinegar Syndrome did that one. Billy's
Singapore Sling. Yeah, sorry if my connection's getting bad. I'm having some problems right now. Technical difficulties.
Yeah,
good movie.
Yeah, cool. I guess my point was that I got sidetracked there for a second. But that guy made several movies that are pretty interesting. Not just Singapore Sling. So there's lots of stuff out there, and we have good connections down there now. So. And it seems to be there's licensors down there that aren't asking for huge amounts of money, unlike some other areas of the world that we would like to explore. So hopefully, I'm sure there will be more. Like I say, Tango of Perversion at some point, and Wife Killer, but not this year, but maybe next year.
Interesting disc. Usually for a double feature, there's not as many, but there's at least a handful of line items. I don't know how extensive they are, but we've got a tribute, we got a memorial, an archival interview, we've got the Greek poster presentation, trailer, and then let's see, another tribute, and then just like a exploitation films featurette, possibly.
Yeah. I've not explored the extras on these yet, but the guy, there's one guy in particular who has done a lot of these stuff, or I believe it is a guy in Greece, and he's done some stuff for us. And there's actually another big Greek project that we hope to do someday that he is sort of putting together with us. But that has literally been going on for almost a decade. Like, he's been working on something. So I don't know if it may happen, it may not, but I'll quasi tease that there might be a kind of a cool sort of a trailer compilation project thing.
Nice.
With Greek movies. But a bit beyond that, a bit more than just a trailer compilation. But it's something, who knows when he's been working on it for years. So we'll see. We'll see when it happens.
And then we get a booklet in that one as well with new writing about the films. I mean, solid sounding release. I love these double features. They're always economically fair for everything that you're getting. Plus, I mean, 2 brand new restored films that nobody else is going to release these. So that
I think Lust in the Swamps especially is completely unknown. We didn't really talk about Secrets of Simple Athens, and I'll just mention real quick. It's kind of a cool nudie noir. There's not even that much nudity. It's very much like sort of something you might get early 60s in the US, but it's a fun, just sort of crime film with some exploitation-y aspects to it. And again, sort of has a lot of that sort of urban rural tension that seems to have been a big thing for Greece. I think urbanization was something that was really accelerating in the 1960s for Greece. And so you get a lot of movies about that tension. And this has elements of it, not as strongly as Lust in the Swamps, but it's there.
Nice. Speaking of fun and nudity, Jared, why don't you intro our last film and why party hats are important this month?
Well, yeah, Marquis is the last film, and this is the one that I mentioned that people seem to be really excited about. I really wasn't sure. I'd known that it had gotten. I saw a lot of good reviews on Letterboxd, and so I was kind of maybe this might have a chance. And I've just been sort of blown away by the reception to it. I think it has the most reactions, the most likes to anything I've ever posted on Instagram. I think it's got like 12,000 likes, or not 12,000, I wish, 1,200 likes, which is, we get like 500-600 at most usually. So yeah, nudity. Yeah. So it's puppet nudity. There's a talking penis throughout the film. The Marquis de Sade is the main character, who has the head of a cocker spaniel or something like that, or a camel or something. I'm not quite sure. And he is in prison in the Bastille in France, and has long ongoing conversations with his penis. So can I say that on a podcast on your network, Brian?
It's our podcast. Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Okay, good.
Cocker spaniel, yeah, that's fine for air.
His cocker spaniel. So I'll be honest, I have yet to see this film. So I can't really discuss it in any sort of depth or detail. But I know that a lot of people who have seen it seem really excited about it, which makes me excited, both to see it and to sell it. So
this is one that the poster with the without the party hat conventions has been making its way around after this announcement, and everybody's just thrilled to share the wooden penis poster. This movie looks absolutely batshit. I am very excited to see this one. It looks like a new, very like quintessential Mondo Macabro title. It's just one of those weird, wild world cinema titles that you will like not wait to tell all your friends as soon as the standard's out, because this is going to sell out like weekend one. It feels like as soon as the standard comes out, you have to buy this one. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. The descriptions for this one sound incredible. The reviews sound amazing. I feel like I should have seen this years ago. Brand new 2K restoration of this one. French audio with English subs. We get an audio commentary with the cast and crew, a making of featurette, which for this movie, come on, like I have to see that. Trailer, image gallery, and more with a booklet about the film's production history. Bill, how you feeling about this one?
I have not been this excited for a Mondo release in so long. And I'm excited about every Mondo release. So that's saying something. This looks absolutely like batshit is the perfect way to describe this.
Yeah.
This looks so crazy beyond belief. I don't know how this has gone under my radar forever. I had never even heard of this movie until you guys just announced it. I've looked up clips. There's something so distressing about the way the characters look. I can't tell if this is animatronics, if it's just rubber masks, if it's puppets, a mix. This is the movie Jim Henson wishes he had made. So yeah, I mean, to me, this is like, if you like Meet the Feebles, this is just the logical next step from that, like in a really like somehow even weirder direction. Yeah, I think this is going to go down probably as one of like the more recent sort of defining Mondo Macabre releases. Everybody's excited about this, and you better believe we'll be bundling, even if it was just for this one, because this is going to sell out quick.
May 7th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We got some bundles happening, Jared.
Yeah, there'll be 2 bundles. Again, because of the whole Blood Rose thing. There'll be 2 bundles. So, in fact, if you go to mondomacabro.bigcartel.com right now, you can see it. Everything's all out there. It's all, coming soon. You can see the prices, and you can see that there are 2 different bundles. And I've taken pains to sort of differentiate the 2. So bundle 1 will be the UHD. You'll get the UHD version of Blood Rose. Bundle 2 has the Blu-ray version of Blood Rose, and both bundles, of course, will have the other three releases in them. So hopefully that's clear, and of course everything is sold separately as well, including the 2 different versions of Blood Rose. And again, I'll stress, Blood Rose is limited. The Blood Rose Blu-ray is limited to 500. So that one, again, may sell out quickly. So just keep that in mind. Anyone who's listening and wants that one in particular, get in early for it.
May 7th, only one site you can get these. As per always, I know that every single time that I post this under the Disconnected, I get some people asking, where do you buy this? Like, it's literally in every post. Come on. It's really not that hard to track.
This is all very confusing, Jared. Can you simplify this for us, please?
Oh no, yeah. Bill is referencing a ongoing joke on the a Discord server that we both post on, where someone is giving me a hard time about how confusing, not Bill, but someone else, is about how confusing it is, and he's just joking, but it triggers my anxiety to see people even joking about it. So thanks a lot, Bill. Now I'm triggered again.
So let's see. We've got these coming. When are they coming, Jared? Are we waiting 6 months for these?
Let's hope not. I'm going to say no. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. So 3 of the 4 discs are done. They're in-house right now. The other one is very, very close. An issue about the potential aspect ratio of Morbo has come up. And we wanted to take a closer look at that. So we're making sure that we sort of have what the director intended. Because we got it as like 1.37 to 1. And some people are like, no, it has to be at least 1.66. And it might be. It's definitely not 1.85. But we're looking into that, and we may just still release it as the 1.37 or whatever it is. More or less just the 4:3 Academy ratio. But we're looking into it, and we're just making sure. We're just sort of getting a few other opinions about it. But everything else is done, and it just needs to be that, the disc that's the one last thing, and then the disc will be done, and everything will be ready. In fact, I was proofing booklets right before we went on air here. So all that stuff is done. The slipcover for Blood Rose is in production. So everything is done. My guess is that it'll start shipping right at the end of May or early June at the latest. So
Wow.
Not too bad. And this is the first batch of pre-orders in what sounds like a possibly quite busy year. We just talked about how excited we are about Marquis. I think the most exciting thing I've seen from Mondo Macabre over the last month is this one line of the newsletter you just sent out recently with, we have more amazing films coming, every single one of them being new to U.S. releases. That is kind of astonishing to read.
I know. Can anyone else say that? I don't.
No.
I really don't know. I mean, lots of other labels do, great new to disc stuff all the time, but like a complete lineup, the next two lineups will. I'm pretty sure. Now, someone out there who's maybe a bit more has a bit more encyclopedic knowledge about that stuff might quibble. Maybe something got a VHS release or something, but certainly as far as discs are concerned. These are all new. These are all new titles, not upgrades of stuff that you've seen 100 times before, or even 2 times before, So I personally find that really excited. I'm really, really excited about our next batch, which I can't really talk too much about. I give some hints in that newsletter if you want to talk about that, but the Halloween stuff though we'll finally get to Black Magic with Buddha, which I know a lot of people are clamoring for. I am too. The restoration on that one has just taken forever and ever and ever. So
hints for the summer batch. You say we'll have one 70s Spanish film and one 80s French one. So far, par for the course for Mondo Macabro, but then it gets weird. We have an incredible double bill of films from the former Yugoslavia, and then even further afield for the final title, a truly insane film from a post-Soviet era Uzbekistan. That's incredible.
Ooh.
Yeah, Uzbekistan. Yeah, our first foray into the world of Central Asian cult cinema. This was a movie. I won't reveal it, but it's a movie that was was hipped to us by our friend Daniel Bird. If you guys know him, he's done a lot of work with. He was Andrzej Żuławski's secretary for years and has played a huge part in the championing of Żuławski and Borovchik and all that stuff, and has done a lot of work in Soviet and post-Soviet cinema, especially in the Caucasus and Central Asia. And a lot of that stuff hasn't really reached disc yet so far. Fall of Otrar is something that, that's on one of the new Criterion box sets, one of those World Cinema Foundation things. And he had a big hand in that restoration. And so it's just a movie that he loves and knows the director and has interviewed the director for us. So that's something that he kind of clued us into. And apparently it's a really crazy movie. So that's really, and again, as far as I'm concerned, that's on brand for what we do, is just trying to find stuff that, not just movies you haven't seen before, but movies from places you may not have seen before. And, that's hard to do. We can't do that all the time. But when we can, it's something we're really excited to be able to do.
Well, and most labels are not really able to say something like that. A lot of the ones that I appreciate have deep dives into world cinema, but I mean, some of them only wish that they could even leave the U.S. in many situations. Like Deaf Crocodile is trying to cross off a literal map on their website, and you and them and Radiance and Criterion obviously is long been a champion of foreign films. But I mean, the amount of things that are just still out there, waiting to be seen, waiting to get an audience, waiting to be restored. It's overwhelming. There's a lot there.
Yeah, that's why it's sort of frustrating to me when I see people talk about everything's been done. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel now, and that kind of stuff. And I don't think they're saying that about us, but I see it when I see announcements from other labels. I mean, yeah, everything has been done. If you're just talking about, and it's not even true, but if you're just talking about mainstream, horror movies from Italy and the United States in the 1980s. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it has been done. I man.
Listen, if you're only buying Scream Factory, everything's been done. Okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
Buy Scream Factory.
Yeah. If it's just Scream Factory and Arrow, that's you're right. It's all been done, and they're probably not paying any attention to what we're doing if that's the case.
No.
But there's a ton out there. I mean, every year I see movies that, like I talked to Pete about, and that are completely like I just find it on Cinemageddon, or whatever.
Yeah.
And, sometimes we end up being able to do them, like House of the Loot later this year. And I've been, he and I have been talking about a lot of South American stuff lately. We don't have anything yet, but Pete has looked into some stuff before, and we're going to look into it again. And because that's an area that I think has been woefully underexplored. Brazil alone is the cult movie center that's yet to be. I mean, there's a really diverse set of movies outside of the Coffin Joe stuff that is yet to be discovered. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Coffin Joe fan. But man, there's a lot of stuff out there. And Colombia, Mexico, there's lots of different great stuff from a lot of countries down there.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what you guys can mine up from down there. I was emailing recently with the Brazilian archive, and just the amount of stuff that they've got available, and it's kind of crazy. All that to say, and not to mention, didn't they have like a giant fire or something like that took out like a huge number of big films a long time ago, something like that?
Quite possibly. I know during the what was that guy's name? Bolsonaro, the sort of Brazilian Trump. He sort of shut down the Brazilian film archive system because it was government funded, at least partially government funded, and that's one of those stupid austerity neoliberal kind of policies that that really can woefully affect a country's artistic heritage. But I guess under Lula, it's back up and running, which is great. Which is really good news. Now, my understanding, though, just from a little bit of talking to Pete, is that a lot of Brazilian rights holders ask for a lot of money. So, Brazil has no real history of exporting their films, and so I think they don't have maybe a sort of realistic. A sort of realistic expectation of what, selling to the United States. Well, we can make a lot of money.
I'll reveal my emails did not lead anywhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, yeah. But we're going to try. We're going to try again, and hopefully we can get somewhere with it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people down there that need some individual advocates. That's the big thing, is if you can find some filmmakers, you might be able to have a much easier in to some of them. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're talking to a guy right now. I think Pete had a contact of someone who's worked with Mojica, worked with Coffin Joe back in the day, and might have more connections than certainly we do. I have zero connections basically, but Pete has a few, and so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Sounds good. Sounds like an exciting year coming up, though. I mean, with the amount of things coming out, I'm always trying to key in on some of these smaller boutiques that are just consistently aiming for the fences with quality and with output. That's why I'm here. Love you guys so much. This is incredible. Bill, thoughts on the overall slate? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just have one question for Jared. So all these movies for the rest of the year, first time on disc in the US. You're forgetting, obviously, Lady Terminator is getting a 4K this year, right? Like, where does that fit into this slate this year?
Oh, Bill, if we could. Yeah. I mean, I think I've talked about this before. I mean, you're busting my balls a little bit, but like, it's, we would if we could. It's an issue with the negative. I'll just say it. It's an issue with the negative. It's sort of an a la carte thing. The negative.
Hey, the DVD is amazing. It's absolutely worth picking up. In all seriousness, no. I think hearing that it's going to be all first time on disc stuff gets me all tingly inside. Like, that's an amazing announcement, especially given the fact that, a lot of these labels that we love, even some of the best ones, are putting out re-releases of things they'd already released several times on disc. 4K steelbooks of movies we've already had twice on Blu-ray, once on DVD. To see you guys mining, gold from around the world in areas that are super underrepresented, like Ryan said, is just great. And that just cuts to the spirit, like to the heart of what Mondo Macabro is. And for those of us who are so ravenous about you guys, that's what we come for. That's what we love. So I couldn't be more excited than I am about this year.
Reminds me of that indie upstart Sony Pictures that just announced a 4K steelbook for this underground movie called The Evil Dead for the first time on disc. It's kind of an exciting time for all of us.
Amazing.
I've only ever heard whispers about that movie. Jeez, finally in 2026, we're going to see some real quality coming out.
Seriously, how many editions? Has anyone ever counted how many editions there are of Evil Dead?
Yep. 400 billion.
You're probably not far off.
Yeah, we need another though. The people have been demanding.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's
pretty good.
It was also oddly out of print on 4K, which is interesting. But come on, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's all manufactured. Sony knows what they're doing. These companies know what they're doing. They drip drop it out to us, and then they pull it away. They're doing the Disney playbook, right? The Disney Vault, the Evil Dead Vault. But people eat that crap up, man. They buy it or they sell it, and they pay through the nose on eBay. And it's there's all this really good stuff out there they could be spending their money on. But that's fine. They can stick with Sony and Scream Factory. I'm really dogging on Scream Factory today.
This is Wildside, the anti-Scream Factory podcast, brought to you by
no offense to anybody, any CEOs of Scream Factory.
Antonio, I love you.
I love Scream Factory. Don't get me wrong. I'm just messing around.
Even though this is not going out on video,
I'm getting all the Hong Kong stuff right now from him, so I want to keep him sweet. So,
although this is not video,
in all seriousness,
Bill is burning all of his entire Scream Factory collection behind him right now. By the way,
all 4 of the discs.
I didn't know you had all 4 releases of that one movie. Nice.
It's just 4 releases of Evil Dead. Didn't they do that movie?
Well, they did the 2013 one. Anyways,
they did. I already banned that.
This is fun to razz.
I know. I honestly, behind the scenes thing, anytime I ever get together or talk with anyone else, it just ends up devolving into gossip about other labels. And how we should be doing the kind of business that blah blah is doing, and blah blah. That's how it works.
So I'm just perpetuating the stereotype then, is what you're saying.
You are, yeah. And we're doing it in public. Okay. So who else should we talk about? God, those Arrow bastards.
No, Vinegar Syndrome. I'm done with those guys. I'm done. No Uzbekistani movies from them. Trash.
No, what are they thinking? Joe, get on it. Or don't get on it, because...
Don't get on it, Joe. Leave it to Mondo. Yeah, leave it to the pros.
Yeah, please.
Underground Uzbek Giallo box set coming in 2027 from Vinegar Syndrome.
Right, yeah.
Jared, this has been great. I obviously can't really tease too much else. Anything behind the scenes, Mondo Macabro, we should know about? Anything that's close to selling out? Do you want to reveal the Bollywood box set number 2 here? Anything like that?
Oh, God, if I could reveal that, I would. I would love to do another Bollywood. I would love to do more Indian films, period. Nothing in the works. Although I will mention real quick, because I mentioned, at the end of the year, last year, I did announce Living Corpse. And Hell's Ground is something we were going to shoot for Halloween, and that's not going to happen. Nothing to do with the movies themselves or any problems with it. It's just we tried to tighten up our schedule and make sure it was doable within this year. And so Living Corpse was one of the projects that we just sort of had to push back. So that'll be coming in 2027. So that was something else I wanted to mention while we were talking. But as far as anything else, I don't really think so. I don't know if there's really any like limited editions that are close to selling out. If you're looking to buy Killer Is Not Alone, that one is only 43 copies left. Less than 100 of I Hate My Body. If anyone, that one is still not sold out. That one is that's a fun one.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
We still have plenty of Inquisition and Devil's Nightmare. I hate to say it. Those are kind of ones that we've sort of sold disappointing. The UHDs, the UHD limited editions. We still got a couple hundred of those.
Is those selling slower the reason you guys are gonna like move away from upgrades this coming year, or did that just happen to be how it played out?
No, it's the decisive factor. I mean, other than just, we want to keep doing more new stuff. We want to do more new to disc stuff. But there were some other things that, I mean, some fairly popular stuff that we've done, and we may end up doing after all. But it's sort of on the back burner right now. And a lot of that has to do with just Inquisition and Devil's Nightmare, just a sort of lukewarm reaction to those.
Which is a shame, because Devil's Nightmare is an incredible movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. And the cleanup is gorgeous. I guess the only other question I have is, just because we see a lot of people asking in our Discord and in other places, can people hold out hope potentially? I mean, you don't have to give away the whole thing, but the fan getting an upgrade at some point?
We're trying. Yeah, we're trying. It took years to sign that movie in the first place. Like literally almost a decade, I think. So
what was the reason behind that?
I don't fully know, other than I think it was a matter of lining up a rights holder and then lining up the materials. And a rights holder who maybe wasn't in a rush to sell it.
Yep.
And that happens. I mean, sometimes I don't know if this is the case, but oftentimes people will like inherit estates. They will inherit the rights through their father or mother or grandfather, whatever, owns the rights. They die, the estate, they get left that in the estate, and they just don't have an interest in it. And I don't know for sure that that's what's happening here, but I think it was a case where the guy was just not in any sort of major hurry to make a deal for it. And I think that's going on again now. And at this point, I can't rule out that someone else might be sniffing around it. And who can blame them? I mean, that's one of the movies that we get, that gets talked about the most that we've done, especially in the last decade. So
I always get sort of unreasonably upset when another label picks up something that you guys had already put out. Even if they do an amazing job on it, like when TerrorVision got Suddenly in the Dark, I was so mad and I talked so much crap, but then that release turned out to be, I mean, I don't know. I think some of us are still waiting for our copies, but
I don't have a copy of it. I was promised a copy.
And none of us have a 4K disc yet either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was just
sorry to interrupt you, Bill, but that would hurt my heart too. That was the first movie.
It's too much brand loyalty.
Yeah,
but
that was the first.
Leave that to you guys.
So like, that is something that like I like Brad a lot. So it's no shade on Brad at all or TerrorVision, but it hurt me that they picked that up. I literally had the thought, oh man, let's redo Suddenly in the Dark in 4K. Wasn't a huge seller, but damn it, I love the movie. Literally 3 days later, I got a message from Brad saying, hey, I just signed this movie and can we have your extras?
Wow.
And so I was like, oh man. But no,
and then was he like, P.S. we got Devil's Sword too?
Yeah. That one, I love that movie, but not as much as a lot of other Indonesian stuff. So I wasn't as sad, honestly.
I was happy to see you guys get the Warrior collection out. So that kind of made it feel a little bit easier.
Yeah, I like all those movies better than Devil's Sword, personally. All the Taka Sumbung movies, yeah.
Yep.
Well, last thing I had was since the last time we did this year, just wanted to say I got to meet you in person and hang out and go to lunch with you. I want to say thank you. It was an incredible time, and tell everybody Jared does exist. So
I really do. I'm not an AI approximation of a human. Yeah, no, it's real. Yeah, it's that was a lot of fun. I don't leave my house often, so
Same.
being able to go out into public and meet someone in my peer group, that was a lot of fun.
I did feel bad for the two women at the table with us who were likely bored by everything we talked about.
I know. Yeah. It was for those who weren't there. It was Ryan's sister and my wife. But it was a nice time. Your sister was a lovely person, and it was nice to meet her as well. It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Well, as one super fan to another, Bill, thanks for hanging out today.
Hey, thank you guys for inviting me. It's a treat, and it's a pleasure to, after so many years of following Mondo ravenously, to actually get to like engage with Jared and Ryan. You're like sort of a titan in our little circle of the world. So it's great to talk to both of you guys.
Honored to have you,
Bill, for being such a Mondo Macabro super fan. It is noticed and appreciated.
And Bill, I'll let you email Chris to tell him he's been replaced. No big deal.
Yeah, he's not coming back. He's fired. I'll give him the bad news. It's fine.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Jared, we're looking forward to these showing up. Everybody, don't forget May 7th at, let's just make up some random time just to screw with people even more.
9 a.m.
Yeah, did we even say the actual time? We were joking
a few times.
No.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, 10 a.m.
I'm confused.
Pacific. Google what time that is where you live. Don't email me and ask me.
10 a.m. Pacific.
This is all very confusing.
Or 9 a.m. Pacific if you want to get upset. We'll see you then. And until next time, be safe. We'll talk soon.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, I'm ready. Welcome to Split Your Head, a bi-weekly podcast hosted by me, Bob, that covers the gamut of all things horror, exploitation, cult, underground, experimental, transgressive, bizarre, and indie. I've been fortunate enough to connect with some of the most groundbreaking and upcoming filmmakers, writers, and artists. Don't expect a typical interview. I love shooting the shit with my guests and stumbling on surprising topics that'll literally split our heads. From splatter comedies to nihilistic sleaze, uncomfortable art house to genre classics. If it gets my brain buzzing and cracking wide open like a watermelon full of blood, then I would like to share it with your ears. Now a part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network. Hi, Mom.
Do you love horror movies? Then welcome to Frightmares, a proud member of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network. I'm your host, Austin, and every week myself and a co-host will dive into the world of horror, from legendary classics to hidden deep cuts you might have missed. We kick things off with the latest horror watches, break down the IMDb stats, and take you through a full in-depth review of the movie. Expect behind-the-scenes fun facts, ridiculous audience reviews, and plenty of laughs along the way. New episodes drop every Wednesday at 6 a.m., so join us on our exploration of the genre one movie at a time, and always remember to stay spooky. This is Frightmares.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, please select the link in the description.